Dereliction gives me a lot of damage but a lot of anxiety because of that constant health drain, and that inspired me to look for other options for my charged blade builds, and I found Mail of Hellfire to be a good alternative. This skill increases elemental damage when using a blue scroll by a percent amount, which is similar to Kushala Blessing but at the cost of your elemental resist. It's really good with elemental charged blades because fire damage relies heavily on your weapon's element, and in this video I'll be focusing on ice. But just a quick reminder to leave a like if you find this video helpful and subscribe for more elemental charged blade builds in the future. The best ice weapon for this build is the Aurora Cant Charge Blade. And here are the 3 pieces of armor that we'll be working with for elemental damage. We have the Silver Soul Mail for 1 level of elemental exploit, Kushala Gloves for 2 levels of Kushala Blessing, and Sinister Grudge Waist for Mail of Hellfire level 1. You guys can use this as a template and just add whatever headgear or footwear you want to use. And since it has Kushala Blessing, you can use this for water as well. I have tried different combinations of those 3 skills that I mentioned but found this combo to be the most effective. You could also switch to Sinister Gloves and Kushala Waist, then add Kushala Footwear to achieve the same 3 skills, but you'll only have the headgear to customize, so it's up to you. I'll leave this here if you want to build your own set. But here's the build that I recommend. I'm using the Astalos helm to get chain crit and stun resist, and Barret footwear for guard. With this combination, I get enough slots to achieve the following skills, and this is without a talisman. I have ice attack 5, guard 5, then you only need either fire or thunder resist against monsters are weak to ice. We also have stun resist, guard up 2, load shells, then our offensive skills, Kushala Blessing, Mail of Hellfire, Element Exploit, and Chain Crit. Coalescence is a good bonus when fighting afflicted monsters after recovering from Blood Blight. Offensive Guard is good for increasing the axe damage of your SAED. Critical Element does nothing for fire damage, but it's also good for axe damage if it crits. And why should you care about increasing axe damage? Because a good portion of your DPS comes from it. That's why you should prioritize getting these skills whenever you can. Weakness Exploit, Attack Boost, Critical Boost, and Offensive Guard. If you're using Axe Hopper a lot, then make sure to get Wirebug Whisperer, or replace Rapid Morph with Wirebug Whisperer instead. Next, let me share a list of monsters that are weak to ice. We have Seething Basilgeuse, Rajang, Furious Rajang, Ragnakadaki, Diablos, Lucent Nargacuga, Vishadan, and Great Froggy. For these monsters, you can use the Rampage Deco Elembane, which is a skill similar to Element Exploit, and they both work together. But you need to get the Rampage slot upgrade on the Aurora Cant weapon in order to use the Elembane Jewel. Elembane gives a lot of extra damage for these monsters, but if you don't want to use it, get these upgrades instead. Level 3 Elemental Boost and Level 1 Attack Boost. There's also Espinas, Astalos, and Zinogre, but Element Exploit is not effective against them, and here's why. Espinas and Astalos doesn't have an elemental hit zone past 15, and you need at least 20 to get bonus damage from Element Exploit, or 25 if you're using Elembane. Zinogre's weakest hit zones for ice are its back and tail tip, and those are hard to reach with SAED. That's why I recommend this next set if you still want to use ice against these 3 monsters. This time, I'm using the Diablos Helm, Sinister Grudge Chest, Gloves, Waist, and Chainmail Footwear. No talisman either. After decorations, I get almost the same basic skills as the first one. The biggest difference is losing Element Exploit and Kushala Blessing, but getting Mail of Hellfire level 3 instead for damage. Since this set has Mail of Hellfire level 3, Elemental Resist will be way lower, so I recommend getting level 4 Elemental Resist with Dango. I'm no longer using Elembane for my Rampage Deco. but instead I'm using the appropriate anti-species jewel for more axe damage, and I recommend adding the same kind of skills as the first set once you get the extra slots from talismans or curious crafting. And that's it for ice. Watch out for other elemental charge blade builds by hitting that subscribe button, and leave a like if this guide was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one. Take care.